I've just bought Australia's first ever electric pickup truck, electric ute, to go on sale for $17,000. That's 26,000 Australian dollars. With an option ticked, I'll be able to get nearly 400 kilometers of range out of this vehicle. And it's the lightest electric truck in the world, as far as I can tell. In some ways, this is actually quite an historic moment. I've got to say, kudos to this company for bringing this vehicle to market. You're the first in Australia. If you don't believe me, check out the receipt. I just bought an electric ute, an electric pickup truck. Seriously, I'm not even joking. I bought it here in Australia. It's ugly as hell. I just paid the deposit and I have no idea when I'm going to get it, but I know all the exact details, what the cells are, what they're made of. And I have to say, I'm getting kind of excited. I'm not even in Australia, but I'm sure I'll be back at some point to pick it up. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. My name's Sam Evans. If you're new to the channel, I know that's fair enough. There's 9,000 new subscribers over the last, 25 days. Welcome to every single one of you. Make sure you check out some of the 3,200 videos we've done over the past 24 months. I know that sounds like a lot, but we work hard here. I mean, seriously, if you can achieve it, why not? If you can do it, why not? If you can drive an electric truck for 26,000 Australian dollars, which is 17,000 US dollars, then why not do it? Well, there are some pretty compelling reasons not to buy one of these. I did think that this might not go well. This might go very badly, but I'm going to give it a crack, because why not give it a crack? At this price, well, the worst I can lose is 17,000 US dollars, which is quite a bit of money considering my current position here in Thailand, paying a lot of money for my wife's cancer bills. But thanks to you guys, we're able to actually afford that, which has been unbelievable. Thank you for your support. If you're wanting to know more about that, I'll put a link to our GoFundMe campaign in the description. So you're probably thinking, what on earth is 26,000 Australian dollars, 17,000 US dollars? What on earth are you going to get for that? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what you're going to get. One reason that I went through this with this transaction is because of the transparency of this company. Like, you can find out every detail. I don't think you can find out the details of any other car you can buy like the way you can with this. I mean, they describe in exact detail the type of battery pack, all the little details, the chemistry, the cells. I'm actually really impressed by you. Now, am I impressed by the checkout process? When I paid my deposit, no, it sucked. It took ages to check out. I was trying to use Google Pay. It wouldn't accept Google Pay. I had to go to a different page and then another page. Guys, improve that. Remember, if you want to get more orders, you got to remove the hurdles to actually making the purchase. So that's my 2 cents for you guys at Ute. I'm going to guess you'll see this video, or at least you'll see my order anyway. So what are the specs on this? Well, first of all, let's start with the size. It's not very big. It's bigger than a Wuling Hongwan Mini EV. It's actually quite a bit bigger. It's just under 4 meters long, 3.9 meters long. Yeah, it's not real big in size, but I think it's big in practicality. That's what I'm after. I love practical vehicles. What about the width? Well, it's 1.9 meters wide. The width is not too bad, actually, and it's about 1.7 meters high. Now, as you can see, it's definitely not the best looking vehicle ever made. I don't think there's anything you can do to fix that. Maybe have one color. That's what I'll be doing. I'll be getting one color. Guys at Ute, if you're going to give it to me like this, in this weird red, white, and black multicolor, I'm not interested. I will be canceling my order. I need one color. I can't go with this multi-tone thing. That's for teenagers. That's for 12-year-olds. Maybe my 7-year-old would like that, but I'm not into that color. That's just me, though. Let me know what you guys think about the color. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Am I overreacting here? No, I'm not overreacting. Sorry. Red, white, and black. That's St Kilda. I don't follow St Kilda. So, what else do we know about this car? Well, we know that, yeah, it's not very big, but it still actually sounds not too bad. Well, until you see the power figures. Not a lot of power from this beast. It's got about 45 kilowatt, which is a lot more than a Hongwan Mini, a Wuling Hongwan Mini EV. It's a lot more than that, but it's not a lot of power. So it's not going to tow a lot of weight, which is goes without saying. What about the torque? Well, the torque is 174 Newton meters. So the torque is actually not too bad. But here's the thing. This is incredibly light, this vehicle. It's 900 kilos. I have no idea how they made this thing 900 kilos, made it out of carbon fiber. hey, actually now speaking of carbon fiber, there is a part of the car that is actually made of carbon fiber, which is insane. Now, if you're thinking this is all a bit crazy, well, it's not really. Think about it, right? Actually, people pay this much money for a non-electric bicycle. I actually know people who have paid this kind of money for a bicycle with no motor, just a pedal bicycle, right? Colnago, they have their super special edition, specialized. You're getting nothing. Those bikes are no different than the $10,000 models, but people will do it. So yeah, it's not as crazy as it sounds. So what about the battery pack? Well, it's got a pretty small battery pack. So I don't think the range is going to be anywhere near what the company claim. It's a 23 kilowatt hour pack. It's a nickel cobalt pack. So it is a lithium ternary battery. It's not a lithium iron phosphate battery. It's the type of chemistry we're seeing in cars from most manufacturers, in fact, that are not in China. Most Chinese manufacturers now have moved away and they're using lithium iron phosphate batteries. Tesla use those in their base model cars. BYD use those in most of their models. However, these the nickel, manganese, cobalt type battery packs, they generally have a little bit higher energy density. So maybe that's the reason they went for that pack. I'm going to have to ask the company myself. I'm curious to know why they chose that battery chemistry and also why they chose the small size. 23.2 kilowatt hour. One good thing about it is this. It's light. 900 kilos, guys. That's what, about 1,900 pounds, a bit less than that, 1,850 pounds, around about that. Maybe 1,900, close to there. Very, very light. Actually, it's not that far off being 1/3 the weight of a Hummer. It's crazy. The cells are actually cylindrical cells, much like what Tesla use in their Model S and Model X. They're 18650 cells. Am I saying they're the same cells as what Tesla use? Absolutely not. They're the same size and kind of a similar chemistry, but there'd be definitely some differences to the Tesla cells that they use. That's their own Tesla special sauce. These are generic 18650 cells, which are in everything. They're in electric skateboards, scooters, electric mopeds, all that kind of thing. One of the things I like about it does have brake energy recuperation. So one pedal driving, don't know if it's got that, but it definitely has regen brakes. It's got incredibly skinny tires. The tires for a commercial vehicle they're like road race bicycle. They're not really, but bizarrely skinny. They're 175 millimeters wide. Very, very skinny tires. Now, that's probably how they've been able to get the range to the claim range they're saying. They're saying it'll get 150 to 200 kilometers of range depending on the load, how much you've got in the tray. So 150 to 200 kilometers with this size battery pack, maybe it's possible. I don't know. I'm curious to test it. Do you guys reckon it can achieve that? Let me know what you think in the comments. A vehicle this light, could achieve this, but the battery pack is quite small. Now, one of the cool things about it is it has some things that some Toyota pickup trucks or some Toyota Utes don't have, which is electric windows. I kid you not. There's pickup trucks you can buy here in Australia which cost a lot of money. I'm talking $60,000 or more. And they don't have electric windows, wind-up windows. Can you believe Australians will put up with that? You pay that much money for a brand new truck, a brand new ute, and you're just willing to accept wind-up windows. I find that very hard to understand. Now, it says the maximum weight of the vehicle is 1,550 kilos. So that would mean then you can load it with around 650 kilos. I don't know how it would go getting up a hill with a payload of 1,400 pounds in a vehicle that has this kind of power. It could struggle. You might have to get out and push. But hey, you never know. I'm willing to give it a crack. Amazingly, the company says if you load it up with 500 kilos of luggage in the back or 500 kilos of weight in the back, so about 1,100 pounds, that will actually still get up a 20% gradient. So that's impressive. Now, acceleration isn't listed for the 0 to 62 mile per hour time or the 0 to 100 time. It only has a 0 to 50 time, and that is 7 seconds. So it's going to be slow. If you're in Australia, say 6 months' time, and you see a slow, ugly-looking electric truck, actually, I shouldn't keep going about its looks. It's about practicality. But if you see one going slow, give me a wave. It'll probably be me. So what about charging? Well, I don't think it's got DC fast charging. It doesn't appear to. The company doesn't say anything about it. I'm going to guess it means it doesn't have it. They say that it can charge the full battery pack using a home wall charger in around 8 hours. And maximum speed, as in the complete maximum, is 100 kilometers an hour. So you probably wouldn't want to drive this on a freeway where the maximum speed is 110, but who knows? 100 kilometers an hour is not too bad. There are trucks and semis on the freeway that are going, 40, 50 kilometers an hour, 25 miles an hour up some of the hills there, which I think is really dangerous. And one of the good reasons about the electric truck should actually be a thing we should focus on, because the safety of those things is abysmal. You come around a corner on a freeway where people are going 120 kilometers an hour and there's a truck in front of you doing 20 miles an hour up a hill because they simply don't have the power to go up hills. That's pretty dangerous. I wouldn't be wanting to do that. I wouldn't be wanting to be the driver doing that. Now, apparently there is an option to get a bigger battery pack. You can get a 40 kilowatt hour battery pack, and depending on the price, I'll probably get that as an option. If that's affordable, if it costs, say, an extra $5,000, that's probably something that I'd be doing. By the way, Americans, that's about, say, an extra $3,000 US. I think it'd be a reasonable thing to do because that's nearly doubling the battery size. If you did that, right, I think you could get a range out of this vehicle of probably closer to, say, 350 kilometers in the real world with a 40 kilowatt hour pack in a vehicle this size. Now, towing, I mean, obviously with a payload, you're not going to get that kind of range. But just normal driving, I think you can get 350 kilometers, maybe even 400 kilometers with a 40 kilowatt hour size pack in this car. This is very, very light, so that would be feasible. That's the reason I think I'd probably go with getting the bigger battery pack. Now, the company says you can also option DC fast charging. You can option electric power assisted steering. So it doesn't have electric power assisted steering, pretty basic. You can option a driver recorder and electric seat heating, which would be a good option because it's much cheaper to use your heating in your seats than use your actual heater in an electric car. In terms of your energy efficiency, that's a good idea. Hill hold control, that's an option. Timeout pressure sensor, that's an option. Vehicle weight indicator, that's an option. The bigger battery pack, that's an option. Leather decorated interior, I'm not sure what it means by decorated. Soft texture carpet, if you want to get carpet, that's an option. Aluminium wheel trim, that's an option. Refrigerant cooling system, that's an option. Stainless steel doorstep, that's an option. And an ESP. So if you want to get electronic stability control, that's an option. I'm going to guess this car will get a pretty low safety score without electronic stability control. Yeah, that's going to probably maybe give it a 2-star rating if it doesn't have that, I'd say, as standard. Either way, my friends, this is the first electric ute built by an Australian company. So yeah, it doesn't look great. Yeah, the specs aren't the best. But for the price, I think what this company has delivered is absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to show you guys. Let me know your thoughts though in the comments. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.